All right, bring the room back together. Winfried, I love you so much. All right, now listen, I am quite proud to be a Belcher, which would be a really weird sentence if you didn't know that was my last name. But I've always wanted to be a Wilson. Who wouldn't want to be a Wilson? They're like the Von Trapp family of Tampa without the Nazi trouble. Right? I think I stole that joke from Nancy Alexander. Thank you very much, Nancy. I didn't know you would be here. That's why I stole your joke. Listen, who doesn't want to be a Wilson? If you don't, you're missing out. Dad, brilliant anchorman. Mom, oh, beautiful singer. And teacher of others and how to sing. Paul, media magnate, singer and actor. See him as Nixon on Showtime coming soon. Mark, who's talking to someone and not paying attention to me. Following in Dad's footsteps. Yeah, there you're following in Dad's footsteps. Following in Dad's footsteps as a respected anchorman and gnarly guitar player. And Patrick, fighting Aquaman every chance he gets. Who wouldn't want to be a Wilson? Well, John Wilson was our 6 o'clock anchor for more than 20 years. Remember, I love the man so much, respected the man. Remember the first time after the first Super Bowl hosted in, well, not the first Super Bowl, when I was here, a Super Bowl hosted in Tampa. Bucks weren't in it. We went to the press box afterwards, and I heard, is this going to be recorded for the internet? Are we airing this anywhere else?
Yeah.
We are?
Yeah.
All right. Then I won't say. I heard John Wilson say a curse word at the press box, and I thought, he's just like us. Ladies and gentlemen, he retired back in 2014. I can't believe it's been that long ago. Let's take a look back at John's incredible run at WTVT.
Communist guerrillas today attacked 1,000 U.S. infantrymen near Saigon. The Americans held their ground and killed at least 100 Viet Cong.
In a few minutes, this house will be the scene of a great deal of activity as movers come in and start the people who live here.
Good evening. Mrs. Mamie Eisenhower tonight expressed her gratitude to the multitude of sympathizers who've appeared along the route to the funeral train.
Of course, Walter Cronkite in the CBS Evening News is coming up next after tonight's editorial, and then, of course, the second round of the ACC.
This is the newest and perhaps most unique jet fighter plane in the world.
I guess I was inspired in high school when I saw Chet Huntley, David Brinke, Walter Cronkite, Eric Severide, and Edward R. Murrow all on television every night. And I think what happened to me is that I really became passionate about this business because it was an opportunity to really connect with people. And when you get right down to it, I just love people.
We would like to take this time to officially welcome you to Eyewitness News. We are
Who are you talking about?
Right here, John Wilson, Eyewitness News.
Because everybody watched television. Everybody watched the evening news. What we said on the air was important. You know, anchoring the news is the easiest part of what we do. Sitting here, reading scripts, reading off teleprompters, trying to get through ad libs, all of that is relatively simple. What really is the workhorse of this profession is being on the scene, is being where it is and talking to the people and corroborating what they say and how do you know what you know. And the only way you do that is to get out and be part of it. I want to be in a police car. I want to be on a fire truck. I want to be in a jet plane. And I've done all of those things. You only find out who you are, who we are, who Tampa Bay is, what the face of Tampa Bay is when you're there. And I can't tell you how important it was when I started to go to all the civic clubs. I've probably spoken all of them, in addition to all the nursing homes. Mary Kay and I performed in probably all of them, or most of them. But that's when we found out what was important about Tampa Bay. That's when you find out where the heart of Tampa Bay is, in the clubs that service the community. That's why it was important for me to go out there. look back at my career as something that stands out in such a big way, except perhaps to know that we're here every night telling people what they want to know. Oh, there have been incredible stories, been able to go to unbelievable places. Normandy was probably the most stunning trip, but there was also Romania, and there was Panama, and there was Washington at the White House. But nothing is more important than where we are right here in Tampa Bay. All of it comes together for me. I don't have anything that in my mind that really stands out as extraordinary other than just what I call daily service of telling the news.
Of the one and only John Wilson.
Well, I'm not sure I know how to follow that. It's great to see you all and listen to you and hear you, and I can't believe I'm standing here myself, in fact, and I have to tell you why. About 50 years in television is what I did. Honest to God, about 50. But I started in a little small town where we talked really funny. I had a really funny accent. I'm from the mountains of Virginia, by God. And what I had to do was learn how to talk. And believe it or not, my image became somebody you know, and we watched on television for a long time. He was retiring at the time I was graduating from high school. His name was Edward R. Murrow. So I wrote a letter to Edward R. Murrow and said, tell me what I should study in school for a career in journalism. I never thought he would respond to this kid back in the mountains of Virginia. But my God, within about a week, here came the letter. Dear Mr. Wilson, forget print journalism. Think about arts and humanities, English, history, geography, and a foreign language, maybe two. It scared me to death. I wasn't sure what he was telling me, but he told me not print journalism. That's where I thought I was going. Because of that, I met Mary Kay at Virginia Commonwealth University when I changed my major to theater. Believe it or not, I looked up Ed Murrow's background. His degree was in theater. Edward R. Murrow. Chet Huntley, David Brinkley, all the rest. They weren't journalism degrees. They were in every other degree you can imagine. All because of what Ed Murrow said. You have to serve the world. You serve everybody. Everybody who's watching you. Well, because of that, I wound up, I had a wonderful career, but I will tell all of you in this room, sitting here, that the best time in my life working in television was sitting beside this woman right here. Kelly and I, we had a wonderful time together at a wonderful television station that you all made. You made this TV station. You made who we are and all that's to come. You put this foundation together. I have this inclination to tell you about my incredible son, Mark Wilson. You may want to leave on this. So Dave Boylan, who was with us earlier, our GM, came over to me one day and said, do you know any reason why I should not hire your son? I said, Dave, you will not believe the timing here. If you hadn't come to me now, I don't know what would have happened. I had just heard that day that Channel 8 was ready to hire Mark. That day. As soon as I told Boylan, Channel 8's going to hire him, he said, bop, that's it. He was hired. It didn't take long. And thank God it worked out. What an incredible experience Mark and I have had working together, anchoring the news together, And Kelly wasn't there, or Cynthia wasn't there. It was an unbelievable experience for a father and a son. So I thank all of you for being part of this incredible organization. And the woman who really helps keep my balance straight, keeps me walking on the right line, and she will tell you she even gets me dressed. That's Mary Kay.
Most of you know me as Mary Kay, John Wilson's wife, Mark Wilson's mother, Patrick Wilson's mother, a singer, a teacher. But you know, I'm really the other anchor woman. But I'm really the anchor wife. And I threatened many times to write a book about it, but decided to do something different. When John asked me to marry him 56 years ago, we've been married 55, he told me 3 things. He said, number 1, you're going to have to learn to move. Well, fortunately, we only moved about 4 places in our 55 years. 2, he said, you've got to learn to accept criticism of me, because not everybody's going to like me or like what I do, but you got to just learn to accept that. Well, both of those were pretty easy. Then he said, and the 3rd thing is, I'm always going to be working with beautiful, talented, professional women. And if you're going to be jealous, you're going to be miserable. Well, you know what? He told it to me straight. I walked into this marriage knowing exactly what I was facing, and believe me, it has been glorious. And of all the years of working with the different stations where he's worked, the best anchor and the best friend and the best professional that John could have ever wanted to work with, he's worked with the last 23 years of his career. Thank you, Kelly, for being so special. I do want to say thank you to Channel 13. It's management, it's staff, it's people, it's friends. Because what makes you so special, not only all of the wonderful things that you do every day to put your newscast together, to have such a high quality of work shown on the air constantly, but it's because you care about making this community a better place to live for all of us. Thank you. Happy birthday, Channel 13. And one more thing I want to add, and that is, Mark Wilson has been at Channel 13 25 years, but he also celebrates his 25th wedding anniversary, April 12th. So give him a big round of applause for his beautiful bride, Angela, and Mark. Thank you so much. We love you guys, and thank you for letting me say a few words.
The Wilsons, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we are halfway through our program. Thank you to the Wilson family for being a part of the WTVT family. John retired 8 years ago. I can't believe it's been 8 years already. Joining the recent retirees of Keith Bunce, Steve Geiger, Steve Cecil, one of the last retirees, Cecil. Macero retired in the middle of a pandemic, so he didn't get the press box or the Fort Greenfield send-off. I'm sorry, Macero. But all you recent retirees, congratulations. All right. Our last speaker of the day is a fellow who worked on the production crew under Jim Benedict in the early 1970s. He left the station in 1977, went to Hollywood on us, and for 25 years spent its time at Sony Pictures Television, started the Big13.com and the WTVT historical website back in 2001. He started the Big 13 Facebook group, which keeps us all together, and produced the last couple of reunions. Ladies and gentlemen, literally the reason we are all here together today, Mike Clark.
Thank you, Terry. goodness. Well, obviously I still don't know how to time a show, but hopefully the Rusty Pelican will bear with us for just a couple more minutes. I also wanted to say thank you all, and the third time's the charm, because we tried it in 2020, 2021, and now we're finally here, and I can't believe it. So, also, I have to apologize. I'm sending you all into a storm. I was watching the news, Paul Delgado, to see what the weather was going to be like today, and he was real positive. He says, I don't think there's going to be any tornadoes. I just looked out the window. I'm not so sure. I wanted to mention also that some of my 70s crew are here. Back on camera one in the center is Dave Markwood, who I worked with in the 70s. Christy Anderson, who's been helping out today, she's the one waving over there, the documentarian. And, she's just been, helping me all along. Carol Gregory, who worked in promotion back in the 70s and has been helping on every reunion since 2005. You met her when you picked up your badge today. Thank you, Carol. Gil Muro was the lighting director. He's been with NBC like 40 years. He retired recently, but he still goes back when they need him. It's amazing. My sister Shawn, who literally, this wouldn't happen if she wasn't there backing me up with her, she lets me stay at her house and use her car and her printer. It would be, and she's the organizer in the family, so, I just appreciate her so much. Tony Zapponi is always our consultant. He was there for the first two, but he is in spirit here today. Stephanie Ajep-Cateau and Mike House were my helpful angels at the station, and Stephanie and thank you. I don't know if he's in the room, but Michael Jessup of the Rusty Pelican has been very helpful and staying with us through this whole turmoil, and they gave us this beautiful room and added some extras, so I thank him so much. And Michelin, the head of the ballroom. That's pretty much it. Just, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the people at Channel 13 have a special connection. And it's been my pleasure to start the website and also the Facebook page and keep the people who were there before me, the people who were there during and after on the same place, which is kind of what we're doing today. I think that's great because we were all part of the same history and we're all fighting the same fight. So happy anniversary, Big 13, WTVT. Thank you. We have a special treat for you. The Wilsons are going to come back up. And Charlie, what are they going to do for us?
I'll tell you, Mike.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I'm so sorry. Charlie's done a great job hosting today. My God. Thank you.
No, that's all right. Well, get off the stage. You're good. You get off the stage. It has literally been my honor to be your host tonight. I mean, seriously, I'm so appreciative of being part of the Fox 13 WTVT legacy, to learn from all of you, to be in the room with all of you, every single one of you. Thank you so very much. But we did our first big reunion in 2005, and we closed with the festivities by singing a song dear to the television fans of Roy Rogers and Dale Evans, and our own version are right here. So now, Mr. Wilson, you guys warm up, and I think you're going to know what to do and when to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last time you'll have to hear from me. We'll let the Wilsons close us out.
Charlie Belcher. Thank you, Charlie.
So everybody's got to stand.
Yeah, you should stand. You're going to need to get your breath because we now we're turning into a chorus now. It's a big chorus. We're going to put the words up on the screen so you can sing it with us. You ready to go? Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Just sing a song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet again. Okay, now that was just a warm-up. Here we go. Second version. Trails to you until we meet again.
trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Years about the clouds if we're together. Just sing a song and bring us on the weather. And trails to you. Till we meet again. God bless you all. Thank you.